adjusted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting adjusted. That is a frequent challenge we have in life. But we are live, and so how did your match go, Darren?
We won.
Oh wow, that's cool because so often I see um when Darren plays on Gundam Battle Operation 2, if they lose a match, they have this pan shot of all the players in their big mecha suits kneeling, and it says lose, and I jokingly call that the kneel of shame. So, but if they win, then they there's a shot of them and they're standing proudly, and that's it looks much happier. Yeah, but well, howdy. And yeah, we actually were reasonably on time this time. But yes, I have a feeling that once we get to the myrrh offering, Darren is going to snooze.
I need to step out for a minute. I'll be back. Proceed.
Okay. All right. Oh, well, you're gonna miss the good part where we pour cold water on your hands.
I'll stay for that. Right?
Okay. Okay. Well, we're gonna go ahead and get started then, so that Darren can flick cold water at me and then step out for a minute. And we actually can't stay on for too long tonight because we're going to be trying to talk to somebody in a different time zone in a little while to try and help them with some personal stuff. So, without further ado, let us begin ritual. Eventually, I'm going to get my other jar fixed. In the meantime, use a sake bottle. These cool waters are upon my hands. They purify me as Kemetic purifies me. Hail unto you, Nachiru. We come unto you without falsehood and without evil. Our purity is upon our hands, our purity is in our hearts. We cast out all evil that pertains to us. We are pure, we are pure, we are pure, we are pure. There. Try off so you can go do what you need to do. There. You know what I was saying about being a mess?
I don't know who you're referring to. Yeah, well, perhaps the gods like to make messes sometimes because it's just fun. maybe that's one way to look at it. Who knows? Anyway. And hello to everyone as you join. I try to be punctual with getting, with going live. It doesn't with varying levels of success, but you're welcome to tune in, at any point. You're not interrupting anything. Yeah, so. Oh, and someone's having a good day today. Awesome. All right. Step around here. Come in peace, bright eye of Horus. Come in peace. Receive the light. The eye of Horus shines like Ra in the twin horizons, and evil hides in fear of it. Receive the light. The eye of Horus destroys the enemies of Ra and all of their abodes till none remain. Receive the light. The eye of Horus comes through the four corners. To everyone who's watching. And we are purified with it. Receive the light. And we will light a couple of additional candles. Got one here for Wadjyt. And dim the light. There we go. And second. There we are. Okay. You arise in the Aketis Kafri, O Ra, spreading your light upon the earth. You set in peace in the mountains of Manu as a tomb, bringing your light to Duat. Shine upon earth as you do in heaven and Duat. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who came from Nun at the first time, for such is your uniqueness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Hu at your left side, for such are the words you commanded. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Sia at your right side, for such is your great wisdom. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, whose Hika goes before you, for such is your ability. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who rules with Ma'at upon your brow, for such is your righteousness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, hail and praise unto you, O Wadjyt, O Djehuty, O you Necharu, you lords of love and lords of life. Grant us life, well-being, and health. May our eyes perceive your goodness and our hearts receive your wisdom. May you shine upon us as you traverse the sky, that we may bring to you Ma'at and cast out his fet. And may you guard us from the evil one through the dark hours of the night, your protection being before us and your strength being within us. Take these, your cool waters, which are the inundation, that they may cool your hearts. Oh, you Necharu, these cool waters are the eye of Horus, that your hearts may be refreshed. Milk, milk, may you taste it in your shrine. May your hearts be refreshed with it. We bring you this milk, which comes from the great flood, O Necharu, that you may be purified with it. We give you incense. We give you incense, great purity. This incense is the eye of Horus, and its fragrance comes to you, cleanses you, it adorns you. It takes its place upon your hands. This incense is the eye of Horus, and its fragrance comes to you. All right, I know the edge of the plate is under that napkin somewhere, if I can just get a hold of it. There we go. Take this, your bread on which gods live. Lift it to your faces and be at peace with it. The gardens prosper and Hapi rejoices, overflowing with his meal. We fill the eye of Horus for you with wine, O Ra, O Necharu. Drink and be pure. The doors of heaven and the doors of earth are open with libations for you within this house. May your faces be refreshed with your libations, your wine and your water. Pure, pure is Ra Horeketi within his house. Pure, pure is Djehuty within his house. Pure, pure is Wadjyt within her house. Pure, pure are all of these Netridu within their house. Pure are their cause with this good myrrh that is given. Djehuty proclaims it. It is written in his house of sacred words. Hapi gives in abundance, thousands of offerings, all things good and pure, for Ra Horeketi and for his need, in every place that their immortal cause dwell. Is this candle still lit? Well, that's strange. Hold on. Got one now. There we go. See, there's supposed to be a nice friendly glow when the candle is lit. You should be able to see it. There. Come to your body, O Ra Horeketi. Come to your bodies, O Netridu. Come to your bodies, O Djehuty, O Wadjyt. Come to your invocation. Come unto us, your servants who are mindful of your feasts and your offerings. Bring your power, your hika, your honor, and your ba to these your offerings, and partake of them. There we go. Come, O people. Raise these offerings before the faces of these gods. Lift these offerings before Ra, before Djehuty, before Wadjyt. All life comes from them, all health comes from them, all stability comes from them, all good fortune comes from them, as it has since the first time. Oh. There you go. O Ra Horeketi and your son, the Osir Nisu Nebkeperura, your foes retreat from you. Horus turns himself to his eye. Turn yourselves to these your offerings, and receive them from our hands. And we pause to honor our blessed dead, especially because tomorrow is the Decade Feast. So we light the Eye of Horus for them, and bring them these cool waters from the table of Osiris, that their hearts may be cooled, and they shall not want. And in memory of our blessed dead, Parekheru ta henket ka kau apdus nurturmahat kutnibet nafret wabet anket nurturim and kau and aku punibu maacheru nibu hir natura. A voice offering of bread, beer, 1,000 of beef and fowl, incense oils, and all good and pure things on which God lives, for the cause of all of these aku, all true of voice before the great God. We come unto you, O Ra, O Djehuty, O Wadjyt, Sekhmet. Come unto you as Djehuty comes, our hands joined under Ma'at. Ma'at has come to be with you in every place where you are. An offering of Ma'at is made unto you, that your heart may be pleased and your ka shall live. Truly, your Enid has Ma'at, for they know you live in her. The Enid says unto you, your word is law eternally. Isfet is cast out by your word. Rejoicing is yours every day. Ma'at has taken her place in your shrine.
And may we always act with gentility and compassion, for such is the first Ma'at. May we always offer charity and hospitality, for such is the second Ma'at. May we always respect consent and fidelity, for such is the third Ma'at. May we always avoid violence and promote wellness, for such is the fourth Ma'at. May we always speak words of truth, for such is the fifth Ma'at. May we always promote the public good, for such is the sixth Ma'at. May we always act humbly and with temperance, for such is the seventh Ma'at. May we always honor our gods and respect others, for such is the eighth Ma'at. May we uphold Ma'at like Djehuty, that we may witness Ra's perfection every day. Okay, and we happen to know that about 4 different feasts throughout the year for the goddess Wadjyt, because they found a monument that was in her temple that was commissioned by, I believe it was Thutmose III. And it recorded the offerings that were meant to be given for different feast days. It was a calendar of, events and what things were to be given. And by accident of preservation, we happen to know pretty good idea for that one particular temple. And today happens to be the 4th feast of Wadjyt. And next week there will be a going forth for Djehuty. So, that's why we're honoring them today. And it's rather appropriate because, the new semester has started. A lot of people have, been requesting prayers because, trying to do school in the middle of a pandemic is not the easiest thing. And certainly I'm, want to add my prayers for the well-being of teachers and students, and also folks that are trying to do continuing education. Our friend Morgan is going to be doing a class in March. And I said, is it online or is it in person? And, hopefully it's something he can do online because, at this point, we're really concerned about people, staying well. So we'll say some prayers, read some hymns for Wadjyt and for Djehuty. And anyone else, if you've got a request for something, just go ahead and put it in the comments. And I'm just going to peek over real quick. Okay. A bunch of teachers at your daughter's school. You know what? And Darren just talked to an old supervisor of his whose his sons are having to stay home because their class got shut down because some kids got COVID. So, yeah. And yes, welcome everyone as you're coming in. And Darren will be joining us again in a few minutes. So. Dua Wadjyt nacheritat, iritra, hinetiret. Dua Wadjyt satra, imiates, yaritendra. Dua Wadjyt nebet pet, nebet pe, nebet dep. Dua Wadjyt nebet tawi. And that is praise and adoration of Wadjyt, the great goddess, the Eye of Ra, the great young feline, the daughter of Ra in her act of striking, the Uraeus of Ra, which of course being the cobra, mistress of the sky, mistress of Pe, mistress of Dep. Those are the 2 halves of the town of Buto. Adoration of Wadjyt, mistress of the 2 lands. And a bit of historical information. You will sometimes see statues of lioness goddesses, and you might think at first, oh, that's Sekhmet. Actually, you have to read the inscription because sometimes it's a goddess like Wadjyt. I got to go to an exhibit in Dallas about 4 years ago that was sacred cats, divine felines of ancient Egypt, and it was actually like a coffin for a mongoose, but it was built like a statue. So, this mummified mongoose would have been inside of this the statue, and it was a lioness-headed goddess. And again, if you didn't know, you didn't read the inscription, you might think it was Sekhmet, but no, that was her pal. So,
probably Wadjet.
Actually, no, it specifically said Wadjyt. And I think the book for the exhibit is actually in the living room. Otherwise, I could pull up the picture of it. But it was really pretty. But yeah, they know from the inscription on it that was Wadjyt. So she can take the form of a lioness as well. But and Djehuty, also known as Thoth, and I think he's rather fond of Darren's joke about Djehuty and the blowfish. So, but I don't think I'd be able to do the hymn to the tune of one of their songs, and it's better that way. Hail and praise unto you, O Djehuty, thrice great God, the son of Ra, Lord of Kemetic, wise one and Yenu. You report to Ra every morning. Messenger of humankind, you know people by their speech and judge them by their deeds. Those true of voice before Osiris, their names are in your list. The Enid gives you praise as you guide the bark of millions, as you cast out the evil one, as you change strife into peace. You know all secrets, all books, all deeds, the fleeting moment, the hour of night. No report to Ra is forgotten. Your words endure for eternity. Friend of the people, wise and impartial, great one, Lord of Ma'at. O great Djehuty, may you continue to lead us to your wisdom, to help us find, to tell truth from temptation, to discern facts from feelings, to choose the right path, and to seek wellness as we try to get through such a difficult time. And we'll go ahead and speaking of Sekhmet, we'll go through the litany to the 7 arrows. Hail, Sekhmet, who presides over the land, lady of flourishing, generous one, Sekhmet, who protects the 2 lands. Come to us who are under your sway. Save us, protect us, and preserve us from the first arrow of famine. Hail, Sekhmet, O Curl, O hidden lady, Wadjyt the great. Come to us who are under your sway. Save us, protect us, and preserve us from the second arrow of drought. Hail, Sekhmet, who moves in light, who terrifies the gods with her massacre. Come to us who are under your sway. Save us, protect us, and preserve us from the third arrow of war. Hail, Sekhmet, who guides mankind, lady of the dual shores, mistress of humanity. Come to us who are under your sway. Save us, protect us, and preserve us from the fourth arrow of terror. Hail, Sekhmet, great shining one, foremost in the mansion of flame, who terrorizes the 2 lands with fear. Come to us who are under your sway. Save us, protect us, and preserve us from the 5th arrow of storms. Hail, Sekhmet, who loves Ma'at and hates Zizfet, lady of the people. Come to us who are under your sway. Save us, protect us, and preserve us from the 6th arrow of oppression. Hail, Sekhmet, Uraeus who opens the acacia, great and sovereign one. Come to us who are under your sway. Save us, protect us, and preserve us from the 7th arrow of disease. Well, Lady Sekhmet especially, watch over our friend Nick. He is Roman pagan, and he's participated in a couple of broadcasts. And right now, he is waiting on results for a COVID test. So we humbly beseech you, O gods, for him to turn up clear and to make sure that he didn't bring it here, by accident. The last time he was here was about a week and a half ago. And then one of his coworkers turned up with COVID. And so we're, hoping that he wore masks diligently enough and that it, was helpful enough to keep him from getting it and bringing it any further. So, and for all of those who are waiting on a test right now, if they can, as many people can come up negative as possible, and for those that do end up getting it, may they get through it as best they can. And we also have some prayer requests. A friend of ours on the Facebook group, Jason Lowe, he asked for prayers for him and for his mother. Another of our friends, Fallon, is actually moving, and there's a moving company that's going to help her and her boyfriend, and they're following an opportunity, and they ask that be as stress-free as possible. And certainly, any of us who've had to go through a move, that's a lot of trouble. May they not lose anything or have anything important break. I'll ask that on their behalf. So, Nechuru, would you please help them with that? Okay, and I see I've got some more requests here. Let's see. Okay, prayer request for Miss Jackal. For my best bovine friend, Purnima, who seems to be pregnant for the first time. Oh, okay. And pray to Hathor that Purnima may have a safe pregnancy and a healthy calf. Oh, wonderful. Yeah, and just hello, Rebecca. And I saw some things you had posted on Facebook that I want to reply to at some point. Hopefully, I can get back to that. But let's definitely say a prayer to Hathor. So that Purnima's calf is healthy. Let's see. This is for you, Hathor. A golden one. Come to our song and feast your heart on dancing. Shine upon the festival light and take joy in seeing the dances. We praise you, O golden goddess. We worship your majesty, exalt you as the lady of heaven, and give chanting to you, O mistress. Come to the procession of revelry, to the place where we wander the marsh. Your rites have been established and nothing is left for want. How the beauty of your face shines as you appear. Oh, come in peace. We get inebriated looking at you, beautiful as gold, O Hathor. May the waters you provide us refresh our mouths and cool our hearts. And may you nurture our friend and your servant, Purnima, the cow, and may she give birth to a healthy calf. Okay. Yes, and also I know that I had some requests for health and for prosperity, and things like that. I know Yamano, you had some requests, and Jory was requesting, similar things. I also want to say a prayer for my vehicles, which have names and personalities, and there's one of them is a Subaru, and he's got an airbag recall. And I need to get that done. And Megatron, hopefully there's some things that need to be worked on him, and hopefully they'll be quick and simple to fix. So I'm not sure. Well, Ptah and Sokar, as craftsmen and metallurgists, please look after my familiars. Dare I say that Megatron lives up to his name and is a little bit irascible, but we love him nonetheless. So. Hi, Boo. You have any prayer requests?
For Nick.
Yes. Yes, may Nick
May Nick come up clean.
And
yeah, because I was just telling them about that.
For me,
Hmm.
I want to stay healthy,
Mhm.
and I'd like to stay clear. This is not a very common occurrence for me, and if you can hear my voice today, this is what I normally
Sound
like when I'm not clogged up with sinus and asthma and allergy problems. So while I'm nice and clear, let me first say to every person who's on this broadcast brand new, welcome. To those same people, you will always be welcome. Keep coming.
Mm-hmm.
And to those of you who I've gotten to know over the years, I love you. Stay safe. You are missed and thought of daily.
Yes. And yes, I also, he sounds so much better, and I ask, if that may continue for as long as possible, because, when Darren's voice is good, it's wonderful. And
I love you too.
yeah. And sometimes we get behind a microphone and record mischievous things. So hopefully we get a chance to do that again soon too. Okay, perhaps for the health and healing from the Eastern European earthquake. Yeah, because that's something I'd heard about, but I didn't get any updates as to, what was going on with that. So yeah, I know then in Eastern Europe, Geb, we have a rock from Egypt that's kind of behind some other stuff on the altar. So I guess then we can consider that a piece of Geb. If you would please look after those that have had to deal with earthquakes, and also a prayer for my friends down in Australia, because I know that it's wintertime up here, but it's summertime down there, and I hope that this summer has not been as bad as recent ones, and that y'all are getting through that, because it'll be our turn in a few months. So SecMed, if you can help us with that and make sure we don't have too bad of a drought and fire season. And yeah, and I remember a couple of folks live in that area, so, and they had mentioned it on the Kemetic Reform Facebook page. And by the way, I know there are people that have put in requests to join, and there's a backlog. I'm aware of that. Be patient. And if you're already friends, Please, yes. And if you're already friends with somebody who's on there, then that's one thing that helps, is if you could, like, hey, this is my friend, I can vouch for them.
Who referred you?
Yeah, because that makes it a lot easier for me to say, oh, you're so-and-so's friend, come on. Because I get, requests from people, and I'm like, I don't know who this is.
If we have to investigate you, the process will take significantly longer.
Well, and by the way, tomorrow there will be a new video. I will be posting it. All of my Patreon peeps got to see it already, so you can talk about how wonderful it was. And
it is hot.
Well, actually, that's going to be a Patreon exclusive, because I need to get some material to make bandages, and we're going to mummy wrap a real doll.
That's right.
And if you don't know what a real doll is, Google it.
Google it. And then don't say we didn't warn you.
Yeah. But yeah, my brother left his real doll over here for 8 months. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm mummy wrapping this thing, and you can't complain about what state it's in when you get it back. You're going to have to unwrap her. But okay, somebody got a question. Okay, and they're getting good rain down in Australia. That's excellent. And any thoughts on Geb and spring? One of the animals is the goose, who returns with the spring. Well, I'd have to look up, especially since you mentioned the goose. Whoops, I'm trying not to kick things here, but I'd have to read more about like the migratory bird patterns in that part of the world. I know that migratory birds like ducks and things like that were associated with Shu, because they, came out of the air. I did read a study, and it was really cool how they must have done this. I wish I could, get in good with somebody who, has a like one of those domes, like planetarium domes. They did a study to figure out, like where the constellations were during the time of Amenhotep III, and they figured out that the Milky Way went through the constellation Cygnus, which, to the Greeks was a swan, but they think that might have been, to the Egyptians, Cygnus might have been the goose of Geb.
Right.
And when you look at it that way, when they aligned it like that, if Newt is the Milky Way, she is holding Geb as the goose, and that might explain why they made so many little wooden spoons that show a naked girl holding a goose.
But one thing we do know about spring and the ancient Egyptians is you could say easily that it had its own ebb and flow. I'll be here all week. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but no, the study was, it's if you want to get a nice thick book to curl up with, I don't know how much it would cost to get now, but it's called Egypt's Dazzling Sun, Amenhotep III and His World. That was part of an exhibit that ran in the early 90s, and it was in Dallas, and I didn't get to see it, but that's because I was only 15 and couldn't get people to bring me. But I got the book. And the book has so many neat things. There's the pictures, and there's also the research and stuff that they did to kind of go with it. And that was one of the articles was talking about, because they were trying to figure out if there was some significance to those little wooden spoons that were shaped like a naked girl holding a duck or a goose. And they're like, why this recurring theme? And that's what they think, is that's, representing the Milky Way and Newt, and she's holding Geb. So. And of course, if anybody wants to have a fortune done, go right ahead and ask. And hopefully that gave you some input. Boy, and I happened to scan a few comments before I set up for the live stream. And I guess talking about Greek magical papyri attracted the interest and passions of other folks that dabble in magic, including Setians, and I'm like, whoa! And this came out from real left field, so I may have to, I don't know, respond to some things. Maybe
it was almost as though the response were magical.
Well, I don't know. They kind of came across a particular way. I'm like, yeah. But anyway, so yes. Yamana, did you want us to pull a fortune cookie for you?
Sure. Just let's see what it says.
Okay. Because I have a whole basket full of them. So let's see. All right. That one. This one is yours. Okay, that was yours. And is this two together? Yeah, there's two that are conjoined together, and that kind of caught my eye.
Ours.
Huh. Okay. Yeah, because I was like, okay, there's got to be something to this one. But you think that's for us? Okay, we'll get to that in a minute. First, we'll do Yamana's. And I feel like saying survey says. There we go. It is better to deal with problems before they arise. So I guess whatever it is, nip it in the bud.
Yeah. Okay.
Or as Ben Franklin said, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So. Okay. Now this one here, it is 2 cookies conjoined. And there it says that is for us. But you know what? That means that basically we're going to have 2 fortunes and we're going to argue over which one is whose.
Well, then let me pick mine and I'll let you open.
Okay, well, here we go. So I'm stepping away from the camera for a minute. That one, yours?
Mine.
Okay. All right, do you want to like pull it out?
No, I'll let you do because couldn't read it. I don't have my glasses.
Oh, okay. Let me just pull it out of the cookie. There we go.
Read this, I cannot.
Well, you had it upside down. Did you know that?
Like I said, read it, I cannot.
It says, be on the lookout for coming events. They cast their shadows beforehand. And mine says...
Similar to mine, almost.
Yeah, I know. There's kind of a theme going on here. Oh, this is fun. As soon as you feel too old to do a thing, do it.
Yeah, hey, boom. We'll talk about that later.
I know I'm not too old to do that. Yes, well, I turn 44 this year, so it's real easy to fall into that trap of thinking, well, hitting middle age and just saying, no, if you feel like you're too old to do something, do it anyway. So, let's see. Oh, okay. All right, and Josh wants a divination. He's going to be doing a rite for Consun later. Let's see. Okay, and Setians. That's. By the way, you're asking about Setians, and what do you mean by that? That's almost worth another video. Although, that can get into stuff. Inevitably, if I post a video talking about Set, I'm going to have some people that are going to take umbrage with me, but I suppose that's appropriate for Set's nature. So I may have to do another video talking about Set, because I have some people asking, what would be the best way to worship him? Do you know any books that you can recommend? And my answer is recommend? No. Talk about? Sure. But, okay, Serrano wants one. Let's see, and
keep an eye on the time, by the way.
Yeah. Made for life and regressive. Isn't that all geese stuff? Yeah, it is. Rebecca, Darren will have to tell you some stories about his aunt's geese, Lucy Goose and Honky Tonk.
Yep.
But that's another story. Yeah. So, all right. So, divination for Josh and one for Serrano. So, all right. Wow, that's interesting. This one kind of came out when I grabbed it, so I got a sense you may have a couple of things here. So let's start with this one. And it's not the will to win, but the will to prepare to win that makes a difference. And let me see if there's some more to that for you, Josh, because I've gotten this other one here. Something crunch these cookies up pretty good. Interesting. It says advancement will come with hard work.
So put those two together. It's not the will to win, but the will. It's not the not the will to win, but the will to prepare to win that makes the difference. Advancement will come with hard work. So, hopefully that makes some sense for you. And now for Serana. Let's see. All right. Right. Yeah. And Serana, your message is: joys are often the shadows cast by sorrows. Well, there you go. I have a sense that will be a lot more specific, for you. You'll know what that's talking about. But let's see. I'm ready to serve. Well, something to keep in mind too, Josh. Part of hard work is also, reading up and remember, especially if you're working with Djehuty, although I know you work with Khonsu, but I get the sense that they kind of go together, and learning is kind of their thing. So it may seem like you're being, it feels to a lot of people like reading is being lazy. It's not. If you're reading to learn, it's work, but it happens to be work that we enjoy doing.
Right, it's an active sort of thing.
Yeah. Okay, and Brian wants one for his fiance. So let's definitely look for that. Please give our love to said fiance, and this one right here. It's like, hey, right over him. It says, "Lucky you, get out your party clothes."
Woo!
So,
Naked!
well, Brian, tell him that. Lucky you, get out your party clothes. Hey, 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 hey. So, take glasses.
It seems to me
Huh?
that I have thought while I was thinking about the Djehuty and Khonsu together.
Mm-hmm.
They love learning and they love games.
Mm-hmm.
They probably very much love games that we've come up with, like Trivial Pursuit.
Jeopardy.
And, games that involve both time and knowledge.
Yeah. So, what Yamanu was saying is that Khonsu, as a patron of games, probably loves learning games like Trivial Pursuit, and I suggested Jeopardy, things like that. Heck, it was watching an episode of Jeopardy that I figured out, something unrelated, but it explained an origin for a Cajun expression of yours, about making boudin.
Yeah.
That would kind of take a minute. You'd have to get a quick lesson in French to understand that, but it's a colloquial Cajun expression for pouting. But
Now I want some boudin.
going through Animal Farm. I have not read Animal Farm yet. But Dungeon Master. Yeah, now I'm thinking of all the jokes about the DM, and that they can be like either really helpful to you, or they can be like a draconian, the person who plays the dungeon master
Right.
in D&D. Yeah, we got some folks that are familiar with D&D over here. Okay, but yeah, we need to try and keep an eye on the time, because we're going to be, again, calling somebody who's, 10:30 our time is like 8:30 theirs, and so we got to make sure that we're ready to talk with them. We're trying to help somebody's mom, and you know what? That's the first place we can start is ask, our gods and our blessed dead to please help us, because our friend's mom had some changes in her insurance, and now her chemotherapy drugs are not covered.
I want to give an update and a word of thanks on that.
Okay.
Some of that has been solved.
Okay, good. But we're going to try and help with, some more of that.
Right.
And if they do end up doing like a GoFundMe or something, I will, plug it here. Definitely. So they'll get probably get a whole bunch of feedback from people that, like, who's this? Well, somebody who loves you. So, but yes, hopefully we can help them do some things to get more of that covered, because, especially with everything else that's going on, if it's preventable, then, we need to be able to take care of it. Okay. I'll let everything catch up, because I know there's a little bit of lag time. If anybody's got any other requests for prayers or divinations before we wrap up, just let me know real quick. Serana, I can tell, I can feel you on being serious and needing to lighten up. It really seems that, especially right now, we're here in the northern hemisphere, we're in the middle of winter, and it's getting closer to a year that we've had this virus going around, and so I had to deal with a lot of depression over the weekend and the week, but fortunately, things like getting better sleep and stuff like that can help. So I can sympathize, and I hope more power to you along with me, and everyone else that's having to deal with this. If you need to talk to somebody, just let us know. And I hate the fact that you can't private message anybody on YouTube anymore. I think they wanted to try and make Google the avenue for that, but it's I have difficulty with that, so we'll find a way to connect. But in the meantime, tell you what, I'm going to read one more prayer. And this is for everyone. To all of our gods. Wadjyt, may you grant life, prosperity, and health, alertness, favors, and affection. May our eyes see you every day as ones righteous who set you in their hearts. Supply our needs of bread and drink, and guard our mouths in speaking. Come to us and give us counsel. Make us heedful of your wisdom. When one appeals to you, you come from afar. Lend your ears to the lonely and the poor. May you give breath to those who are wretched and bread to those who have none. Guardian of the weak, may you set the oppressed free and let your blessings surpass all wealth. Yes, why do little ones aren't at the age where they panic if I'm not there? Yeah, that is not a situation. I am too weak for that. Our friend Serrano was talking about her little ones, and they're they're really young, so they need a lot of attention. And like I said, I have no children. As I said, I'm too weak for that.
Enjoy this time in your life, sweetheart.
Yeah. Hail unto you, Atum, and hail unto you, Capri. You come into being upon the primeval hill. You shine forth upon the shrine of the phoenix in Unu. You breathe out Shu and Tefnut. May the giving of these offerings endure, as the name of Atum, foremost of the great Aeneid, endures. May they endure as the name of Shu, lord of Upper Menset and Unu, endures. As the name of Tefnut, mistress of Lower Menset and Unu, endures. As the name of Geb at the earth's Ba endures. As the name of Nut in the shrine of Shenit in Unu endures. As the name of Osir Hentiamentiu endures. As the name of Aset in Nicheru endures. As the name of Sutek in Nubet endures. As the name of Horus in Pe endures. As the name of Djehuty in Kemenu endures. As the name of Ra and the Akhet endures, likewise for eternity. You have come in peace, O Ra. You have come in peace, O Yunachuru, Djehuty, Wadjyt, Sekhmet, Mahat. May you go forth in peace, O Ra, and may you go forth in peace, O Nachuru, to every place your immortal cause wish to be. May you sail in joy in the Menjet bark, and rest content in the Sektet bark. And may you smile upon us, your humble servants. There we go. Well, thank you again, everyone. Yes, Wolf made a very good point, saying in a way the books that I have and all the stuff that I've made are my kids. Yeah, and actually I have 3 kids on the couch in the form of plush seekers. I'll have to bring them in and let you see them sometime because they're about the size of a small child, but yeah, they don't complain when you hug them. But anyway, much love, guys. Let's do this again next week. And in the meantime, you guys stay safe and well.
Take care, everybody.
We got quite enough going on around our house.
Huh?
We got quite enough going on around our house with 6 cats, a dog, a snake, and like 3 fish.
Yeah, definitely.